green flag waves at the back and we're ready to go. 17 laps of Moto3 drama coming up. Ramirez looking for another podium. The lights are on. And away we go here. Good start away from the line there from Tatsuki Suzuki. Albert Arenas from the second row looked like he got away also quite well, but Suzuki surely is going to lead as they head into turn one. But it is Slipstream City as they head down. Arenas looking to try and challenge Marcos Ramirez. As they go into turn one, Arenas lunges through, takes the lead, and he manages to hold on.
Brilliant move that by Arenas, picked up 2 places. Ramirez can't respond into that tricky, tight second corner. They all just about get through safely through those tight first 2 corners, so it's Arenas going in search of a 4th straight podium that leads here in Sepang.
Darren Binder got a good start, although he's about to just be overtaken by John McPhee. He didn't get away initially quite so well as Ramirez goes into the lead, then up into turn 4.
And Dalla Porta makes a move on the inside of Andrea Mino into turn 4. Mino will have the inside line there over the blind crest into turn 5.
Oh,
Dalla Porta, though, wipes his nose off. Ramirez just about stands firm against Arenas and Suzuki into 5.
It's so quick through turn 5. That was a great move from Ramirez. Tatsuki Suzuki then goes back up into second place. Good start also from Rodrigo. He's in the mix. Number 19. Vietti there also. Mino not far away.
We're on board with McPhee in 5th place. Desperate to try and find a podium for Petronas Sprinter Racing in their home Grand Prix. Through this tricky final corner. Crucial to get good drive now. Slipstream so important down this start-finish straight. Rodrigo's going to get swallowed by Suzuki's Honda. That was perfect illustration of the slipstream. What about Arenas? Can he use the KTM as well? We know the Honda's got the legs in terms of engine, acceleration and top speed. Arenas can't use the slipstream. Thought Suzuki was going a little bit wide there, but he just about slams the door shut on the Spaniard.
They drop down into turn 2. Ramirez up the inside of Rodrigo. Fastest lap of the race, Jaume Masia.
Rodrigo up the inside of Ramirez. That was nicely done. Perfect executed move on the brakes into turn 4.
Whilst these guys overtake at the front, though, it's keeping the bunch all together, isn't it? It's giving everyone really a chance. It is now Rodrigo that leads then from Tatsuki Suzuki. Marcos Ramirez trying to take advantage through the corners, of course, one of the taller riders. He loses out normally on a start-finish straight. Nice there from Arenas. He's up the inside of McPhee. The door's open, but he manages to get through on the cut back again. Rodrigo went through, but he had a tight line. Suzuki then regains control.
Now this is where Arenas is going to hit trouble. We know that the Honda has got the legs on the KTM. Last weekend in Phillip Island, Arenas could get in the slipstream, but then could do nothing about it. McPhee's going to try and attack Ramirez on the brakes, can't do it. Rodrigo does it to Suzuki though. Rodrigo hits the front once again in the braking zone for turn 1. Start of lap 6 here in Malaysia.
Oh, Arenas there nudges
That's what he has to do.
Yep.
He has to do that because he has not got the grunt. The KTM hasn't got the punch out of that last corner to get him in the slipstream. He can get in the slipstream, but he just sits there. He hasn't got that extra power to just push on by the Hondas. We saw that in Motegi. We saw it in Australia as well.
Yeah, Arenas has gone for the harder rear tyre as well. That's hope. Oh, massive ice!
Suzuki's
goodness me, Suzuki's gone down as well, and there's another rider who's gone down. Absolute nightmare here on the exit of turn 4 because there's a bit of a blind crest there. Thankfully, it looks like all the riders are going to get up.
I was going to say, they dropped right in front of the entire field there. Relief all round for Rodrigo. Suzuki, one of the Estrella Galita Hondas was caught up in that. I think it was Alonso Lopez, it was. Sergio Garcia still there. Terrible, terrible luck. Suzuki then taken down just like he was in Buriram when he was fighting for the podium. They are very, very fortunate because they were first and second in that race. They dropped themselves in front of 27 other riders coming out of turn number 4. Thankfully, Lopez was caught up in it, but the 3 of them seemed relatively unscathed. It's put Masia, though, into 4th place from the back of the grid. Dalla Porta has come out of it leading the Grand Prix. I think at that stage, Dalla Porta was about 8th or 9th, although he's had his move, his lead short-lived because Vietti moves into the lead. Drama then here in Moto3 Malaysia. Oh dear, Tom Booth Amos, there'll be no repeat of his brilliance. Nepa is also down at turn 15, so were they in an instant together? Well, yes, they obviously were. I don't think you need to be a mathematician to work out how many fingers Nepa was holding up there, and his gesture kind of making it crystal clear who he blamed for the incident.
Yeah, we'll have a look back at that one in a moment. I'm just pleased to see that there's nobody seriously hurt from any of these incidents, because that could have been so nasty. Here is Tom Booth-Amos, then he's shaking his head as well. At the front, we've got Vietti, Dalla Porta, Arenas and Jaume Masia, who started from pit lane. Then a bit of a gap back to the likes of Arbolino, Darren Binder, McPhee, Mino and Garcia.
So it is Vietti then. This is where he crashed out of the race last year at turn number 9. Dalla Porta trying to find a way through up the inside of Arenas. Oh, Arenas was in hot. Such an easy mistake to make on that tricky, hard braking zone for turn number 9. Masia tries to tough it out around the outside coming through 10, but Arenas says not having any of that. He just about clings on to that 3rd place.
So then, Celestino Vietti leads here. He normally leaves it late, doesn't he, to show his cards, and he almost threw it away there. The front end completely tucked.
Just about saved that one, didn't he? Well, he did save it, but that was so close. Vietti was nearly on the floor. That would have been a nightmare, crashing out of the lead. Masia has a good long look over his left shoulder as he powers down the final straight. There's a bit of a gap back then to Mino, the likes of Arbolino and McPhee.
You can see here, Dalla Porta on the Honda eating up the KTM on the start, on the back straight.
And you can see how costly that Rodrigo mistake was for Marcos Ramirez. He got dumped right outside the top 10. At the moment, Ramirez has recovered to 13th place. He was grass tracking for about 200 metres was Ramirez.
So there are 10 laps to go here in Malaysia. Drama as always in Moto3. Dalla Porta then leads, looking for a hat-trick of victories. Here comes Arenas looking for the 4th podium in 4 races, but again he goes wide. Dalla Porta's wide as well, and Vietti retakes the lead.
Dalla Porta, brilliant drive through turn 3 up the hill, using that Honda power to find a way through on Arenas, but again he can't get it stopped into turn 4.
No, he's struggling, isn't he? A couple of mistakes here and there from Dalla Porta, not mistakes we're used to seeing from the world champion. Binder's gone.
Binder's down.
Slightly wide he was there into turn 2, and the South African, unfortunately.
Yeah, there'll be no double celebration for the South African. His national team's triumph in the Rugby World Cup. Binder down at turn 2. Now here again, Dalla Porta, he's so good through turn number 3. His drive and edge grip through there is awesome, but he just cannot get the bike stopped into turn 4. And Vietti just pounces straight back on through. Vietti leads.
Yeah, Vietti knew that was going to happen as well. He was just ready there to get him on the cutback. Arenas is still there in 3rd, number 75, and then it's Masia, number 5. 17 is McPhee, just up in 5th place. Sergio Garcia creeping closer and closer. He's trying to find a way past Tony Arbolino as Dalla Porta retakes the lead.
Yeah, and Garcia was the fastest man on the circuit last time around by a big margin. A PB lap from the Spaniard, a 2:13.086. He was 7/10 of a lap quicker than Vietti, the race leader, or was the race leader.
Drop down into turn 5, fast left-hander, wide from Vietti, through goes Arenas, looking for 4 podiums on the trot is the number 75. Here comes Masia, that's aggressive, but not quite true.
So what do the KTM men do here? If they are behind Dalla Porta on that last lap, do they try and get in the slipstream and try and attack him, lunge him at the final corner? That may be their only opportunity, because they haven't had the top speed to slipstream by Dalla Porta down that back straight. Dalla Porta then, as they head to turn 9 for the penultimate time in the penultimate Grand Prix of 2019. Ramirez thought about a look up the inside of Garcia, no way through. Ramirez at the moment still 6th.
Garcia, the only rider here really in the top 10 that hasn't had a taste of a podium before. He's learning heaps right now. Can anyone duff up Dalla Porta here? Can anyone stop him? He's been in this position so many times in 2019, and he always ends up on those top 3 steps. 10 podiums in 17 races.
And he's got that luxury. He knows if he's got, or leading this Grand Prix coming out of turn number 14 like he is now, he's got a great chance, because he knows that he's got the speed on that Honda. Can Arenas and Vietti even get close? They can't. In fact, the Honda stretches away. Takes 2 or 3 bike lengths out of the KTMs down the straight. So Vietti and Arenas know what they've got to do. Masia, that's a lunge up the inside of Garcia. Nicely done, he's got the inside line. Masia back into 4th place. Surely the KTMs are going to have to be thinking about a hard move on Dalla Porta on the brakes at the final corner, because they have not got the speed.
No, it looked like Arenas got the better drive actually out of turn 14 as well, and he still couldn't get his way through. In the background there, Garcia goes through on Jaume Masia. Masia will try and respond on the brakes, but it's still Dalla Porta who leads on the final lap into turn 1. Oh, brilliantly done from Celestino Vietti. Has he got a... Oh, that was fantastic. Yeah. What a move.
That's how you tackle turns 1 and 2 in Sepang. He got that done absolutely brilliantly. Now then, he's attacking but defending as well, because he knows that Dalla Porta's been brilliant on this fast sweep through turn number 3. Here comes the move on the brakes into turn number 4. Dalla Porta's had his issues stopping that bike.
Vietti's back wheel was in the air there, and he still manages to get through on the cutback, and Arenas is now going to challenge as well.
Oh, almost contact there between Dalla Porta and Arenas as they drop over the hill into turn number 5. This fast left-hander. Vietti's got, what, about 5 bike lengths now back to fellow Italian Dalla Porta, through 6 for the final time.
Coming up towards turn 7 and 8, Vietti's been strong through here so far. Can he get himself a decent enough gap to lead onto the back straight? He'll want Dalla Porta probably a bit further back than this, though.
Dalla Porta will know that if he can just get close enough to Vietti on that back straight. He wants to lead, though, doesn't he, Dalla Porta? That's nicely done on the brakes into turn number 9. And Arenas moves out Vietti. There was contact there between the two KTM man. Has that given Dalla Porta clear daylight, as Dalla Porta now got the move that he needs? Arenas aggressive on Vietti. That could be costly to Vietti. He dropped back down to 4th place, but Dalla Porta now on course for a 3rd straight win.
Yeah, surely now mistake-free final sector, and Dalla Porta's got this one. They're not close enough to even make a move into turn 14.
No, this looks like it's in Dalla Porta's pocket. They're not going to be close enough, nowhere near close enough, surely. Unless there's going to be, it would have to be a daring dive bomb into the final corner. Arenas' corner speed through 14 was absolutely brilliant. They sweep then down to turn 15 for the final time. Dalla Porta trying to defend. Surely he's got it covered now for the victory. It's all about 2nd place. Here comes Garcia up the inside of Albert Arenas, on course for his first ever podium. Arenas is down. Albert Arenas is down at the final corner. No 4 successive podium for him.
Checkered flag is out. It's a hat-trick of wins for Lorenzo Dalla Porta. What a job from the world champion. It's a maiden podium for Sergio Garcia, and Jaume Masia from a pit lane start claims 3rd.
Stefan Carapier, the FIM Asia president, has the honour of handing over Dalla Porta's 16th World Championship trophy, his 5th Grand Prix victory. Lorenzo Dalla Porta, the world champion, is magnificent in Malaysia.